Hi there, it's Carolyn Elephant, and today I'm doing a demo of the Claude plugin for Word. So hopefully this is recording properly and we'll get started. I have already installed Claude here on the sidebar. And the way that I did that was I went to add-ins and then I selected which add-in it was. I typed in Claude and it allowed me to download it and install it. It was pretty straightforward. So now I'm going to open the Claude add-in. And here you can see it opens up and it gives me a bunch of skills that I can work with. I've uploaded this agreement here, and I think what I'm going to do is first ask it to do a summary. So I'm going to start with just bring up the text box so you can see it. Let's see what's getting recorded here. Just a second. Okay, so I'm going to give Claude some instructions here, and essentially what I am going to tell it, and I'm using WhisperFlow to direct it. I represent the CEO in this case. Can you summarize the provisions of this agreement and let me know which ones are favorable to the SEO, my client, and which ones could be improved? And let's go ahead and have Claude run that. And we'll pause while it runs. Here you can see it's coming up with different terms and conditions that it's summarizing here. And this looks very much like some of the contract markup products you may have seen developed specifically for legal. I don't know what kind of training base Claude has for this, so I can't really speak to the accuracy of this. This is just a demo to just see how it interfaces with the Word. So here it gives me its bottom line. It tells me to remove the at-will employment provision, secure 10 to 18 to 24 months of severance. These are just things that Claude recommended out of the box. I suggest that if you have some sort of playbook or checklist that you like to run as a comparator when you're reviewing agreements, what you could do is upload it here on Claude and use it to compare. But since I don't have something like that, I'm just going to use Claude's recommendations. I'm going to ask it to go ahead and make those changes. Go ahead and please draft the clauses that you've recommended and insert them as red lines. Here it goes. Ask for permission to allow track changes. I'll allow once, and we're waiting. Now it's going to get to work on that. And as you can see, it tells me what it's doing here. It's working its way through all of the recommendations that it made. And again, this is not intended to show off Claude's expertise. I just picked a random CEO agreement. I don't know whether what it's doing is accurate or not. This is just to show you how the product would work if you were to use it on your own documentation. And with your own documents, you have more security, you have more of an assurance that you're going to get an output that's consistent with how you practice and how you advise your clients. It looks like this is something that's going to take a bit of time, so we'll let it run and I'll let you know how long it took to run. Of course, while it's running, I can go on and work on other things. So now Claude has shown me where it's going to make these changes, and it gives me the option to apply them. So let's just go up, let's apply that change. It's going to go into the document and it's going to put the changes in Redline. So I'm just going to go through and apply all the changes randomly because I don't care what they are. Let's see. Here's something it's taking out. It's explaining to me its changes. And let's have a look at what it did. So we'll go through the document. Okay, I see there's also a couple of widow orphans and it's not paginated. So what I am going to do is ask Claude to, I'll say, the changes look fine, but I noticed some widow orphans and the document's not paginated. Can you clean those things up? Claude's going to work on it. Okay, I still have 4 edits. It's going to address the formatting. So let's see what it does. We'll see how it looks at the end. It's asking permission to make changes, so I will always allow that. Again, it's working. Just to background, you can see it's telling us how it's going to change those, prevent those widowed orphan headings from occurring. It's asking me something about deleting a paragraph. It's always very careful when it asks about deletion, so I'm going to allow it here once. but I haven't really checked to see if it takes out too much. So it's making the fixes, and we'll take a look at the document soon. And you can see already, if you remember, this heading was an orphan at the bottom of the page. It's already been corrected automatically. And again, if you're a lawyer parent and this is something you're working on while your kids are doing their homework, even if you don't go on to do some other legal type of work, you can take a break and spend time with your kids or your family. I mean, it's really amazing. Now for some reason there are footnote markers and I'm not seeing the pagination, and it's telling me I have things that I have to review. So let me go up and first apply those other changes that I missed. Let's go through, apply, 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 apply. And let me say, I applied the changes. I still don't see the pagination, and I'm not sure how those footnotes got in there since there's no footnotes in a contract, or there shouldn't be any footnotes in a contract. So can you remove the footnotes and put in the pagination? And let's go. You can see it is removing that weird footnote stuff from the text. And finally, as you can see, it has added the page numbers over here. So this looks fine. Let's go ahead and finalize the document. Okay, Claude, everything looks great. Can you finalize this into a final Word document? And with that, it looks like the whole agreement is ready to go. It's looking good. I can certainly change the fonts. I can change, oh, I didn't fill it. I have to fill in this information. I didn't give it the names to do that. So let me just give it some fake names. I see I didn't fill in the names here, up here. So let's give some names. The CEO's name is John Jones. The company's name is Widgets Plus, and let's see, I think that's all we need. So just fill in that information, please. And it's doing a find and replace now. And now what I would have done if I were doing this seriously is I would have given it that information at the outset along with the changes that I wanted made, just so it could have been done all in one shot. But since we're doing this as a demo, you have the benefit of seeing how it looks here. So that's the gist. So that's the gist of how this tool works. It's still a little bit slow. It's relatively accurate. You can imagine in situations where you have a more complicated document how it could be more helpful. It probably does need to be a little bit speedier, but again, this is just this Claude add-on tool 3 days old. So given that it's so new, I think it's pretty impressive. Anyway, that's how it works on transactional agreements. You can also ask it to summarize the red lines it's made. I'm not going to do that, but definitely play around with the Claude Word add-in. Right now, it's only available to the enterprise accounts and Teams accounts, but eventually it'll probably extend down to the other accounts. So let me know what you think, and I hope this video was helpful.